Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on the RoBuilder YouTube channel. Today we're going to be making an upgrade station for my new game, and I can't say once again too much about the game, but hopefully it's a month or less before release, and let's get started. So one of my admins made me you could call it a concept art, because I didn't really know what I wanted to do for the upgrade station. And here's the beautiful drawing. Duelist, I love you, dude. So here's the concept for it, and I think it looks fantastic. So we'll use a particle system, not in Blender, but the Roblox particle system, to make like lightning coming off of it, I think. And then these, I'm not sure yet, and I'm gonna wrap like a spring coil all the way up a pillar onto whatever this might be. And this is just gonna have random stuff, I guess. Right here symbolizes an upgrade arrow, so we'll do something like that, like something to symbolize, hey, you're upgrading here. There will also be a sign of some sort later on down the road when I make all the signs for the game. And then right here, maybe a vent. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do with that yet, but thank you, Tulis, for the absolutely fantastic fan art, or concept art, I mean. It's definitely... I don't look like an upgrade station, okay? It's not a fan art. So, first things first, I'm gonna make the box in the middle. I think I'm just gonna scale this up and scale on the x-axis, something like this, and bring the bottom up, because there's simply no point for it to be like an actual square. I think it needs to be quite rectangular. I'm gonna line it up with the bottom, nice, and the top can come up just a little bit. So I think something like this is good for the overall shape. Now I want to round the top two edges, so I'm just gonna bevel those with Control B. Let me grab both of those in line select mode, Control B, and I want them to be quite rounded, so it's gonna look really nice. Something like this, I think, looks pretty good for what I'm going for. And I was gonna bevel the edges here too, but I'm not too sure if that looks good or bad. Maybe just like a slight bevel. I guess that could work. For now, though, we're going to take it off. I don't know if I like it or hate it, so we're not going to use it at all. All right, now we need to make our little screens on here, so I'm just going to do Shift-A, add in another cube, drag this guy up, forward a little bit, because screens are only going to be on one side. We can scale this down, and on the Y-axis a little bit, get a nice screen going on, and the Z-axis a little bit. It's going to be quite a big screen, guys. And I think I want to line it kind of with that corner. Something like right here. I think right here is a good spot for it. Now I'm going to make it so it barely goes in, and click this front face just like that. And then I'm going to press I to inset, get a nice little frame around it, and then E to extrude inwards. Something just like that, and it should still be, yeah. So far, so good. I'll probably be coloring it in Studio, so I will have to keep things separate, simply because the rest of the game is not textured. So it's like, I want to stay very consistent, make everything looks like it belongs together. But let's make the little arrows, I guess. How would I do that? I think it would just be a cube. Oh, this is a plane. Whoops. Shift-A, cube, and then we'll scale on X-axis to make it pretty flat. Move it out. Grab this bottom face, drag it up, and then I'm going to loop cut the middle right here and drag those up. And there we go. We have a sort of an upgrade arrow. I think it turned out exactly how I needed it to as well. So let's bring this in. It's going to go right inside this screen. Probably be a little bit smaller. And then we're going to do Shift-D to duplicate it and make this bottom one a little smaller as well. And we'll probably do it one more time. All right, so I'm turning these to the side real quick just to make sure everything's in line. I don't care if the backs line up because they're going to be inside the thing, but I do need the fronts to line up simply so they look all right. There we go. And now I'm just going to grab all of these with L and drag them back into here. Right there looks all right. And that will symbolize the actual upgrade itself. I'll also be adding a texture onto the back screen in Studio to hopefully make it look a lot cooler. Now we need some multicolored buttons. So those are super easy. We're going to go ahead and add in a cylinder. Doesn't need 32 sides. Let's go like 16. I definitely think that'll be plenty. Now we're going to rotate this 90 degrees. Scale it down a ton because, bro, it's a button. It doesn't need to be huge. Maybe a little bigger than that. Something like that will work. And I'm thinking I kind of want to bevel the top of this just a little bit so it looks more rounded. Yeah, something like that. And then we'll shade smooth and auto smooth. There we go. Now I just have to put like, he has 6 of them in the concept art, so we'll try 6 first and see how that looks. I probably should use like the array modifier or something to make these like dead on even with each other, but I'm not too worried about it, I don't think. Okay, so 6 is most definitely not enough. We're gonna do some more. And I think I want to line them up with the top here as well. No, we'll go a little down. Shifty. All right, something like that. And then we're going to bring one more row out to the side, just like that. Now for the bottom here, we can make some sort of a vent. Okay, this is not looking good with that extra row. Like, looking at the grand scheme of things, I want this to be like centered in here. So let me try to do that real quick. And then we can do the vent down just a hair. I think that's like pretty centered. It might be towards the top a little bit. So we're going to put these like right here. And now we're going to group some of these together just real randomly. So we have less stuff to work with in studio. I'm going to get real confused which ones I have and haven't grabbed. All right. So I got that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Oh, I don't have that one. Okay, what can that go with though? That one's all by itself. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make the vent. So let's do that. It's going to be the same concept as this. So I'm actually just going to grab that and duplicate it. Drag it down. We are going to flatten it just a hair, which might actually, yeah, that kind of messes up the look of it. So we're going to restart on that. New cube, I choose you. Scale you on the x-axis. There we go. Scale it up so it kind of fits this whole thing. And then the z-axis, because it does not need to be that big. Bring this back here. Should we go all the way from the bottom? So like this would kind of go under the ground. Or even under the steps. I think I'm going to have this on some sort of a pedestal or some sort of a lift of some sorts. I don't know what one. But I think I'm going to keep it under a little bit. And honestly, just try to make a cool design out of it. Instead of like a normal vent, I want to try to make something a little cooler. So let's add in some loop cuts like this and like this. I think that'll be all right. Made a little checkerboard pattern. I'm going to inset these just like that. And then I'm going to extrude them out a little bit, inset them again, and extrude them in. Just as like a random cool design. And I'll probably like grab each of these faces and make them different colors. I'll do that at the end. Up next, coils. And I want to add more like shape to this. I got to figure out what I want to do with the actual like box itself, because it's not that great. But let's grab a cylinder. These are going to be pretty big. So I'm thinking something like this, and they get a little smaller as you go. But that'll be a lot harder to wrap with a cord. So maybe not. Yeah, I want them to get a little smaller. I'll figure it out. And then just an icosphere on the top of... Alright guys, so I've been working on this little screw. I just spawned in a circle and then added the screw modifier. And that's pretty much it. And now I'm working on, you know, zeroing in exactly how I want it to look. So trying to just line it up with this whole little guy right here. So I'm going to bring this in just a little bit more. Bring it over a little bit. And I could add... can add if we want it to be this thin. Sure. I think I'm going to do it like that. And then I'll grab the top here, right up here, and hope for the best with some proportional editing, because there's not much I'm going to be able to do. Let me do S, add, and just try to scale the whole top in. I don't really know how to do all sides evenly, since it's not something that's in the center, so that's going to be a little tough. All right, guys, so here's what I came up with. It looks all right. It's a little choppy towards the top, and I'm not exactly sure what I want to do to fix that. Maybe I could just scale this out. Okay, I have an idea. Loop cuts, because I just want to cover that top spring. And now grab this loop cut. I think that this looks better than this. It looks a little uneven to be legit. Huh, there we go. I'll go with something like that. And I did add a little decimate modifier just to make it more the theme of our game. We have that very poly look. And I also, you know, performance. So I definitely want to save performance wherever I can. I'm going to duplicate this, make a little pedestal for everything here, like some sort of steps you have to walk up, and then we'll hop into studio, and that's when I will see you guys next. All right, guys, here's the second ever peek at the game. Now, here's the finished upgrade station. I think it turned out pretty sick. I may move it to a different zone. Possibly like a darker zone, just so the effects kind of come off a little bit better. But I think this will do. Let me try a couple more zones and we'll see what's up. All right, so lucky you guys get one more peek. This is where it's gonna be. All right, I'll leave it up to you to find where this is in the game when it comes out, but I think it turned out dope. Tulis, thanks for the concept art. Mr. Row Builder, thanks for the model. And Mr. Row Builder, thanks for coloring it and placing it as well. But guys, I think that is going to wrap up today's video. If you did enjoy and you want to see more content like this, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.